afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. With me, a host, Imperial Dane Woodorf. Here, it's an exciting one versus one on Feynman will approach. Yes, indeed, Feynman will approach. We shall be watching here Holyhammer fighting for the United States of America, with Armour Dr. Norley here chosen, rolling head for the 3rd Armour Division, striking hard against Kraut lines, manned here by Fortune and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division, assembled from Italy, with all elements being sent into support as rapidly as possible. Charging ahead there with a truck. What commanders does he have? Breakthrough, Luftwaffe and Scavenge. Scavenge ever popular. The light infantry squad, the Jaegers, have been some changes here with the patch. Otherwise not so many huge changes there. And there you go, the assault gun spot there. The truck open up there where their grease guns, basically a way of manufacturing a cheap submachine guns, sort of an attempt to create an MP40 more sort of American style. Though it essentially, I mean, if I have bigger bullets, I mean, the same thing as the Tommy, and that was almost, I think, a 50 caliber. Very big bullets, are a rather powerful submachine gun up close, but there we go, charging in. Dear Fortune here, playing a bit dirty. Playing a bit dirty here to save his false guns from being directly charged here by the assault grenadiers. Quickly getting a killed there. Though I suppose in theory one could understand, since otherwise there would be nothing preventing from the assault grenadiers from easily closing in on the false grenadiers and killing them. Charging into the building here. Oh, come on, Fortune. 2nd assault grenadier squad arriving. And assault grenadiers were actually a more specialised role within the US Army. Unlike, say, the German Army, which were basically most engineers were assault engineers. There's pioneers. Little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Otherwise, most engineers, in fact, could be sort of, well, figures more something that actually were re-echelon troops. And generally not used to being infantry. In fact, there was one case during Operation Northwind where the Americans, due to a heavy lack of losses and attrition and lack of infantry, had to use an engineer unit to actually accompany a tank unit, and the engineers were quickly beaten off, sent running off, and the German crew there after themselves also ran away, abandoning their tanks, suddenly handing over an entire company of Germans to the 10th SS Panzer Division. Little fun fact there. As Holland here charging into the Sturmpioniere. Sturmpioniere lightly falling back there. Assault guns have also received some buffs up close, so they have seemingly become a bit popular as of late. Though charging straight out the Sturm Pioneers with their assault rifles turned out to be a not so grand idea there. Look, Heinz, they're walking into a line of fire. Yeah, I thought we were back on the Eastern Front for a moment there. Thank goodness we're not. Yeah. Of course, the Kuhlwagen received a narrow but sort of longer arc of fire, making a bit, well, bit more difficult to just rush and clear out, which does increase its viability and thus its chance of actually gaining some veterancy on the longer term. So not too bad there. Battle Group headquarters up here. So a mix of riflemen and assault units here leading the way for the Armoured Division so far.
In contact. Squad, get ready.
Moving ahead. And we've got a bit of volley fire there from the M1 carbines. Sturmpioniere swinging over. And the Volkswagen, they're getting suppressed. Kugelwagen might want to get pulled back there for a few repairs. Rather than holding up the building and denying it also to the Germans, which I think is the more important bit. Obviously, the Germans can actually sort of cause a bit of havoc here. And the soldiers might try to push further down south there. So far, a sort of light amount of units here for Fortune. It seems a bit lucky here that Holyhammer is actually not attacking across a wider front, but actually focused down things, making it a bit easier for Fortune here to bottleneck him up. Otherwise, I mean, he could easily be risking much quicker sort of loss of territory overall due to the fact that, well, overall Holyhammer's got a slightly larger force here. Grenade went off though. Nasty bit of work there. Can the assault engineers clear them out there with their grease guns? Doing a nice bit of damage there. They have been improved noticeably up close. Run, Jürgen! Yes, yes. Oh, never mind. Rather than Fortune lost there, another unit lost, basically more map control we lost there. Advancing up here, going for the fuel point, going for the ultimate pressure point here on Feynman approach for the Germans. That is on at least the southern base here. That is going for the fuel point. That'll definitely be force response from Fortune, which can then force them to give up other parts of the map here. This seems like he's in fact doing the exact same. Minesweeper's up just in case. Interesting enough, he's already going for minesweepers. He might be worried about M20s and mines. Or maybe he's worried about the light anti-tank mines and their effect on the Kubelwagen. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure why he got minesweepers already. And looks like if this Volkswagen looks like he's also gone for an MG34, that means he's gone for Luftwaffe. He will not be opting for the Jaeger light infantry, it seems. Going up here, trying to recapture the fuel balls, rolling up here. Old bar away, swapped away. The mines were there to increase the firepower there. The Storm Pioneer, good rifleman hit there. Version 2 not hanging much like there. Storm Pioneers having been made a bit harder to hit there, but ultimately not enough. And ultimately, they've actually been made less good at range. That's the rifleman that some large success in putting away. Kubelwagen here. Rifleman not be able to do much. They've only one firing up. We got the Volkswagen joining in as well. In fact, he will have to get out of there rather quickly. Volkswagen flanking up there. And we got the MG42 folding up. He's really intent on holding the point and also preventing his American opponent from getting too far. And there we go, assault grenadiers just tearing apart those false grenadiers. Grenade going off. Ah, scheiße. Another loss for the Reich. But there we go, getting one assault unit. Kubelwagen moving ahead. We got another MG34 here arriving. Apparently the 15th and assembling whatever heavy weaponry they can so far. Assembles just the front line. Storm Pioneer is getting healed up. Truck moving up. He might be setting up here for the Schwerpanzer, of course, then to cover here. Not a bad idea at all. Will certainly limit the effect then of harassment by Holyhammer. And he's setting up demo charges. Well, basically, pretty much turning this building into a death trap in case Germans get into it. And also up here. And that might also be why he actually went for the minesweepers. Yes, indeed. I had not considered that thought, actually. Good job there, by fortune. Good job there. He certainly put me to shame without even having to say anything. Captain arriving there for Holyhammer. And there you go, got the sun charging in versus Storm Pioneer. Or getting caught there. Nice bit of damage inflicted and quickly sent running. And the Kubelwagen joining as well. Already 6 kills, closing in on veterans too. Might want to close in a bit more, but oh well. The MG4 getting flanked here, troops falling back. We got the Schwerer Panzer headquarters almost done here. And just well timed there, so rifleman in. The finishes and the 37mm flak there opens up, tearing apart poor Johnny. Fallschirmjäger arriving as well. And the assault units there quickly send the other Volkswagen running. Fortune sources. They do seem a bit small and higher line at the moment then on the MG34s. And so he's running straight into the Fallschirmjäger. And we also got the fact they're firing up there. Heavy losses, damage inflicted. And a Stuart light tank arrives. Holyhammer sensing the time might then be right for the Stuart light tank. Goes straight in here though. A quick Panzerfaust here from Fortune. Should be able to punish him a bit for that. Captain following up heroically. That's all he's going to do with the reinforcement. We've got the info setting up here, covering, good, and the flak, so the assembly will actually cover its flank here, so no oh! Broad arc here, apparently expecting something to move down here. Nicely foreseen, it would seem. And again, striking for the fuel point here, keeping up a good fuel harassment here. Good job there. He could consider laying down some mines if he wanted to.
Knock it off and listen up.
Armor ready.
Just the thought anyways. We got the Kubelwagen support here, using its detection to sort of help spot the Americans advancing and getting a chance of ambushing. Good job there, good job. Taking a bit of damage, pulling back here to sort of further decrease the chance of the flank. But there goes Stuart charging in. Kubelwagen getting out, MG34 needs to get away. Volkswagen also need to get away. In fact, a lot of units need to get away. He's got absolutely nothing at the current moment to sort of really deal with the Stuart light tank. He's about to only got Panzerfaust. He doesn't even have a single punch strike yet, though he might be getting one now, in fact. Quick roll over here to sort of further safeten up things, allowing them to retreat through the cover here. Good decision by Fortune. Good tactical sense there. Thumbs up. Right, your assault force sneak up north. One arm on strikes up here while we would see. Oh, scheiße. Dieter, do you smell nitroglycerin or TNT? Nein. Oh, scheiße. Well executed trap there. Well, I mean, he's not exactly the most clever of chaps, but it really well works. And it's certainly one of the more hidden dangers, and one thing that can actually make armor be a bit frustrating to fight, because you never know which buildings are safe.
Ready. Go ahead.
There we go, Fallschirmjäger support by a Panzerschreck wielding Volksgrenadier unit. Rather than quickly getting slowed down by the AT-42 wielding a Fallschirmjäger. Also doing what they can, there's Stuart running, good job there. Over to Fortune. Rather lacking in infantry, his losses have been heavy.
Wagen ready.
You got the Kubang moving up for support. Ooh, rearsenal troops not having their best of days there.
We're ready to move.
But Veteran 2 here, could he be able to get to Veteran 3, maybe in 4-5, in which case it might actually become decent. But it's definitely benefited from this patch and is now actually a bit more viable. Simply put, because it's a bit more survivable overall due to having a bit more range to sort of give off. Making it a bit hard to hit as well. And there you go, Captain charging over to get a shot off, but no, the Fallschirmjäger's managed to save the day. Then actually main range here, these soldiers aren't really range, I mean they're submachine gun wielding troops, so could have been executed a bit better there, I think. We got the Stude here almost ready to win, but we got the Volksgrenadier coming the flank with their Panzerschreck. Die Raketen, Panzerfüchse. And you got the Stude striking versus the Sturmpioniere. Could even flank the Fallschirmjäger here, which would certainly make things a bit more difficult to hold here. Reinforcing. Still pulling back. Could get the Kubwagen here. And, what's he doing? What's he doing? Did he accidentally order some? Oh no, he got stunned! Oh, scheisse. I think that might have been his click, or he specifically ordered to attack a unit quickly forward. He wasn't able to put it back in time. Either way, this is quite unfortunate. His Kubwagen went up in flames right there. Another Panzerfaust and some more Panzerschrecken force in the Stuart light tank back there. A nasty development here, another assault. But we do see some assault in his flank about here. Could also lay down a demo charge. We could actually try and catch some troops on retreat from here, for example. Which could actually prove to be quite punishing. He should not remain out near there versus veteran 2 Fallschirmjägers, or even not veteran Fallschirmjägers. Yeah, that was a bad fight right there for Holyhammer. And we do see a demo charge up here, in fact, as well. I mean, overall, he seems to be sort of very intent on sort of trying to catch Fortune's units with a quick demo charge, which is not necessarily a bad idea. I mean, it's a much more expensive mine, if you will. Oh, and there go defensive smoke grenade allowing to pull up, but also basically if you want to keep pushing through here, Mr. Holyhammer's going to have to take damage, making things a bit easier for the Falcon. Looks like a crew was accidentally sent in. Ah, scheisse. That must have been quite the accident there by Holyhammer. He got a bit lucky there. But a bit of a tenacious and rather daring defense here that Fortune so far he's running. Second Fallschirmjäger squad arriving here. The Schwer Panzer also serving as a good and integral part of it, but at the same time due to its positioning it's actually a bit difficult to sort of quickly get knocked out with a quick anti-tank gun, so in that regard he's also a bit covered. Ooh, mines over here by the looks of sound of things. Yes indeed, he's sure me now. And an anti-tank gun arriving. And the Stuart is ready for another round against the Krauts.
Unit operational.
And looks like he might be setting up for the Panther, now also improved with better frontal armor and I believe some better accuracy. So it should be a bit more survivable and worth the cost. Sturmpioniere ending up with a bit of trouble though. There we go. A quick kill there on the Volksgrenadiers. Closing a bit before, though not a lot of kills. There you go, got the captain moving up. And then moving straight up into the Fallschirmjäger. That's not exciting, that's going to go well. More Fallschirmjägers arriving here. This is going to turn into a bad engagement for Holyhammer. And there goes smoke grenades as well on the retreating units. Oh, nicely done there. And following up with a bomb grenade, sadly a bit too late there. Also could have probably done a lot of nasty damage there to Holyhammer's troops. But a very nice idea there. Very nice idea there by Fortune. Choose line change to the MG34 here. And basically for the puncher strike, what's going to do is, so light tanks not having such a happy day at the moment. And of course at this point one might wonder if he might be seeing some doctrine armor soon. I mean, he's got the doctrine forward, he could call in for example 105 with Sherman. So that way apply some more serious anti-infantry pressure towards Fortune's troops at the moment. And it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is here that while he's holding most of the map to a certain extent, I mean Fortune is beginning to strike back harder and harder against Holyhammer. As he gets more fights to make, and they're also getting more veterans. The overall training in some meaner gentlemen. Plus, he's managed to shore up his flanks quite solidly here with an MD-34 and the Schwerpanzer quarters. Overall, sort of making it a bit harder for Holyhammer to sort of harass Fortunes in that regard now, or Holyhammer now sort of pushing in sort of more narrow angles, but he's actually making things a bit easier here for Fortune to hold back, since he then can easily predict where the attacks come from and then set up to prepare for it. So overall, he's in that regard got things a bit more solidly set up at the moment. Of course, he's not clear of any danger. I mean, he's still going to have to play a rather scattered defense, and there's ever the chance that one mistake there could give Holyhammer the upper hand over that matter. That one good stroke from Holyhammer could shatter Fortune's positions and situation. So a bit of a tricky and nasty thing going on here for Fortune at the moment. But again, if you can get a Panther, and he can get that very soon, I mean, we're just talking seconds away, he should definitely have something to sort of properly threaten Holyhammer, and certainly also keep Holyhammer a bit more at bay, infantry and armour. Looking at Holyhammer, he's got the large infantry force, but he's having the trouble sort of properly wielding it. He's got access to tank destroyers, though that's probably not what he's thinking right now, though he should probably be expecting a Panther anytime soon. A bulldozer Sherman, though, could prove quite helpful in blowing up the infantry in the positions. Fallschirmjägers, all that would have to be a lot more fearful. That could certainly allow him to sort of quickly increase the damage done here on Fortune. Of course, Panther's going to be a problem. He's got anti-tank infantry, also calling in some lighter anti-tank, so sort of help with that. He might have a good chance of keeping at bay while getting this Sherman sort of do good work. But as the infantry, once the infantry then melts away, he can sort of properly focus on the Panther and knock that out. Of course, he could also tech up and aim for, well, of Jackson, which would certainly also have quite the punch, maybe Sherman, but again, I rather think when he has that, he should maybe focus at least on the 105 bulldozer Sherman, to that way apply some serious infantry pressure on Fortune, and then he can of course get a Jackson, or he might just opt for tank destroyers, because they can generally do well if they can flank the Panther, and certainly now versus an improved Panther they will need to flank a bit more. But again, you know, with Veterans 1 in the arm-piercing rounds, he should have a good chance, and certainly also the anti-tank gun with his arm-piercing rounds will also have a good chance versus the Panther if properly utilised. So I think he can sort of get the weakened infantry force, that is, he doesn't have a lot of squads of them, and sort of that way he can probably get the upper hand rather seriously versus Fortune, so that would be my suggestion. And then maybe make a strike later on versus here and here. So those would be my thoughts on the subject. Also in terms of damage, we are noting here that Fortune so far is rather ahead. Also kills wise, I mean, we do note that Holyhammer's been struggling here, making a few mistakes, but still he's sort of got a decent amount of territory, so it's not all out for him yet. But of course I have to see how this keeps on going. Lots of mines, in fact.
Let's go.
And rapidly losing a lot of territory. Stuart moves in. Striking out, and there you go, getting that to but he might lose it. He might lose it. He might have extended his hand here a bit. Party's moving up, and there you go. The Panther Faust, there you go. But looks like might get away, but there you go. Got the captain and the assault's moving in as well. Meanwhile, another head-on assault here, apparently forgotten about the MD-34. Quickly sends Holyhammer's troops to the ground. And he's actually researched Browning automatics while increasing his firepower on the right. An interesting move all of a sudden. Not what I expected here from Holyhammer. Let's take a fight, and there we go, we got the Panther on the way. Panzerkampfwagen 5 inbound. You could consider sort of supplementing with some Obersoldaten. And yes, they made it harder for bazookas and Panzerschrecks to kill him, for at least the full screen of Panzerschreck. Gave him a bit more scatter. Demo charge up there. Again, still moving in as well. Fudge needs to be careful. Though soon the Stuart will have to be careful, very careful in fact. And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 mobilized. That's definitely going to cause Holyhammer a bit of grief. His anti-tank gun is certainly not positioned in any way to support it at the moment. You're noting he's really intent on attacking tanks. He's in fact using the new option to sort of switch between shooting at infantry and tanks, or just tanks only. And they go ambushing the anti-tank gun quite solidly there. Well done there. Seizing the ball chance. And there goes smoke grenades as well. We've got the student, we've got the infantry there. BARs made slightly worse at range. They were a bit too good there apparently. Right there, another well-executed smoke grenade. And we've got the Panther moving up there ready to put down anything going that way. But Kedmev also added in, interesting enough. And that certainly could be an option to consider maybe getting some tank destroyers. He could probably pull in a few quickly. Oh, mine went off there. And a way too quick retreat there. He's fortunate he did not have any, or fortunate not having used it, otherwise that could have been the rifleman wiped out. There you go, Veterans 1. Sadly, no armor-piercing rounds right there from Holyhammer. Missed opportunity there to get the Panther some serious damage. Another demo charge. He's really insistent on those demo charges. He seems to sort of be very much focusing on trying to get a squad in one go. Very determined right there. Now he needs to get these gentlemen away. He could also use the steward here to quickly run off the MD-34 up north, by the way. Just a quick thought. Other way to try and catch the Panther in some arm-piercing rounds. Another shot bouncing off there. Assault units reinforcing up. Panther a bit hold back there. This 75mm high velocity gun. And Veteran Evil Fighter is definitely going to put a bit of fighting smackings. Oh, he should have waited until they were there. He should have waited. He could have just detonated the charge. What a shame now, I think. And no, he's charging the soldiers on. He's making a mistake, rather than doing what they can instead. Moves out the rear on troops. Panther blasting away ever merrily, and there you go. Gebalter laden on. Oh no, not a Gebalter. It was a smoke grenade. Ooh, not bad, not bad. He seems really fond of using those smoke grenades, actually. Rather than have to retreat there, getting up to pressure there. Close to Veteran 5. And looks like he has taken up and went for a Jackson. He's also got the option now, actually, in terms of command point, I think, for the 105 minute show. He really thinks he should do that. He should try to sort of opt for as much damage to his infantry. There you go, another smoke grenade, quickly flashing some eggs, and at the door as well. It's really good for actually ambushing units. And there you go, he retreats automatically, taking more damage. And oh, this is just, oh, this is bordering on a war crime. Nicely executed there. A sizable blunder there by Holyhammer, which Fortune struck down with a sizable jackboot. Clearing that anti-tank gun. Jackson firing off there, still joining in. And he actually managed to stun it a bit. Jackson moving up quickly, schnell. Oh, fast. And there you go, one shot went through, downing the Panther quite sizably. Can he keep up the move? Can he keep up the pressure? Tank destroyers are still also an option to sort of support the Jackson. Then again, I think he really should opt for the 105 mm shell in that way, sort of punishing the infantry. Severely and harshly. Looks like further troops are arriving. Another MG-34. Now that's an interesting move there. Did he lose the previous? No, he didn't. So he's actually adding some further heavy machine guns. That's a bit of a rare surprise. He must be feeling somewhat confident in some way.
Send your orders. Troops are good to go. Steady up.
Looks like the truck is on the move. He might be doing something with it.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it.
Who's got eyes on the shooter?
Tank ready.
Bit of a strained defense now here by Holyhammer on the other hand. Anti-tank moving forwards again. Troops almost ready. Need to get quickly moving up.
Commanders, be advised.
And we got the Panther blasting away.
Task complete. A capture point is under attack.
You might want to consider getting a 50 caliber. No, you can't. Never mind. Getting very close to being able to call this in just a bit more. A minute, in fact. Got the MG-34. He made a bit of too much of a head-on assault here. No flanking troops, and that pretty much forces him to pull back. Oh, demo charge! He's not paying attention. Same here. Oh, this time he's actually realising. Still, you can knock out the Volkskundiers here, but he's not paying attention. Rather misses the point than adding a demo charge. That can also be the sort of dark side of it. I mean, you can end up forgetting about it. In this case, he actually managed a good opportunity to wipe out the Volkskundiers there and their Panzerschreck. I mean, even if he were to detonate now, he might even get the Volkskundiers. Oh, he used, I think, a grenade or something to detonate it. Well done there, still. Looks like he's heading here towards the strike point versus the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Not a bad idea, though. He does risk getting flanked here by the Panther or something like that, so it's a bit of a dangerous idea he's got running. Bit of a dangerous idea here. Plus, the Kenrev could also help to cover the retreat path. I mean, there's a few dangers here. And he's not even focusing on the Schwerpanzer headquarters, makes this a bit of a silly idea, if anything. So I have no idea why he actually did that. Ooh, nice man there coming in flank as well. Good. There we go, nice hit there from the Jackson, but the Jackson might get knocked out. Heavy damage already inflicted. He does not hang about, though apparently 14 is not feeling too confident, pulls back. Bit more and can get the 105mm Sherman. Right, continuing to up, but it's not really good building. Even the BR's been considering the way he's set up here. Could not last long, in particular their 25 Falcon Jaegers, they're going to root him out. There we go, setting up right from the door. Oh, there we go. Wiped out. Still not, by the way, sign of armor-piercing rounds. Off that matter, take aim. Holyhammer does seem a bit negligent here of using his abilities, which is not good. I mean, really, you want to use as much as possible abilities like the armor-piercing rounds on your anti-tank gun. In particular, get with take aim as well. That could really have knocked out that Panther, I think. And now he's actually going for a regular Sherman. I definitely disagree with that. I mean, it's not bad. In fact, it's a pretty reasonable medium tank, but I think in this case, all got a Jackson. I think he should have gone for the other extreme, that is the 105mm Sherman, to really strike down the infantry of Fortune. So I think that's very much a bad strategic decision right there by Holyhammer. He could still detonate here, by the way. Will he do it? Oh, too late! He's just not really getting much out of this demo charge, meaning it's overall a bit of waste that he made them in several cases, which saw in fact a lot of munitions wasted.
Ready. Go ahead.
A shame, but there you go. Now he's laying down a fresh one, right in the exact same spot. And the Panther's ready to move out one spot to strike down more Yankees, more armies. Being his precision there, allowing the Panther to be aware where the Jackson is. Very nice done there by Holyhammer. Striking from the northeast German, Stewart. He could use stun round his shell shock. No. Another missed opportunity right there by Holyhammer. I mean, really, combining a Stewart with shell shock and then a Jackson could actually knock out that Panther, at least do a lot of damage to it and force it away. So I think that was another tactical mistake right there by Holyhammer. He does seem a bit weak when it comes to actually using abilities on the right times. If I might be so bold as to state that. Jackson never got a chance. And, misses. Come on, Johnny. Might see the studio go down. Barely makes it. And we might see the Falchi Makers go down, but no, looks like they might automate. And there we go. Finally, Veterans 1. Use the armor piercing round. Use the armor piercing round for increased penetration versus the Panther and its frontal armor. Never mind. Still getting repaired. Sherman as well. The pressure ever increasing here. Fortune's hand getting stronger and stronger as Holyhammer keeps missing. Opportunity always deal a lot of damage to Fortune.
A capture point is under attack.
Rifleman need to fall back here. Grenades is now researched. That was close.
The enemy is overrunning one of our
Victory
capture
points not looking good either.
Crew ready.
And the Stewart's veterancy free. Yay.
Armor ready.
Again, armor piercing rounds if we can use them. That's my best advice here. Shimmering in. He switched out to high close rounds at least to get more infantry killing out, and that's good. Though again, you know, why not just have gone for that one? Still no sign of his match so further increasing opportunity now to get into it, so it'll be much thicker armoured. And again, no sign of the armor. There you go, we also saw the Stuart finally go down there in a blaze of horrific glory. Still no sign of his rounds. Incendiary armor piercing rounds up as well. Tearing apart units point blank. This is looking terrible. Germany trying to flank but getting knocked out. Jackson almost down too. And the Panther gets away again. Getting better too though, but Kemnev's going to not get it. So scheiße. Well, oh dear. And there you go. Holyhammer's getting absolutely massacred. And apparently Holyhammer is for some reason not taking this very well.
We're bleeding points like a stuffed pig. We're down to 50.
And apparently seems very confident that Fortune should not have been able to beat him in fact, which is a bit interesting. How low skill this game is. I don't know what he defines as skill, but you know, I'd imagine, you know, combining abilities in some inventive way might involve skill, yet so far he basically didn't use any skills at all, or abilities that is. You know, he didn't use, say for example, piercing rounds, no take aim. He didn't use shell shock in combination with his tank destroyer. He didn't use the armor piercing rounds in the tank destroyer either. I mean, I might argue that would also be counting as a bit, you know, as not very skillful either. I mean, he could probably easily govern the Panther that way, you know, combine the Stuart, it's shell shock, combine the Jackson, get some armor piercing rounds down, and that Panther could have gone down pretty quickly. Instead, he didn't. That allowed the Panther to get away. There was some mistake to that throughout the fun. Again, I also think the Sherman, instead of the 1.5mm Sherman, was also a bit of a mistake there. By me again, he could have sort of applied more pressure to the infantry. There were some issues there, I think, from Holyhammer. I mean, the idea with the Delta charge as well, but in the end, the execution was also a bit problematic because he really didn't get off with it. So, I mean, that could also been done a bit better there. I mean, while the strategy was interesting, I mean, the execution in terms of tactics had a bunch of flaws there from Holyhammer, and ultimately he suffered from that. He suffered from that, whereas Holyhammer, or Fortune, a bit having a rough start there, managed to bounce back pretty solidly, using MD-34s and later one hell of a Fallschirmjäger unit here. Knight's crosses for everyone, at least Iron Cross is first class. The MD-34s and a good securing here of this position as well, limiting the amount of harassment that Holyhammer could do, the MD-34s as well, and there was actually no vehicle attempts to clear that out. I think that was a bit of a mistake as well. So I mean, in that regard, there were some problems there from Holyhammer, which certainly further only allowed Fortune to get back in the fight and actually hold a dominant hand on the map. The Panther certainly also proving reasonably good here, so pretty solid. So I think there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a review and find some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and thank you all for watching.